Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of Going Bowling. I'm your host, Jace, LeJeune, still filling in for Andy Bryson. We got some great news for Andy as well we'll talk about on the show. Join as always with Marcus Randall.
What's up, man?
What's going on, Marcus?
What's
doing
up,
good?
Man? Going well. Another week, man. We're getting closer to the end.
Oh yeah, you ain't lying. Getting closer to that finish line, right? So we're approaching, week 10 of the high school football season?
Week 10.
At this point, so a lot going on, and got some really great news about your son, Caden. He got offered from Southeastern, so Congratulations to Caden. That's pretty cool.
Appreciate it. Yep. Man, went down for official visit and talked to Coach Skelfo, and they evaluated the tape and put the offer out there. He and the Coach Ross Jenkins.
Yeah. Right.
It was a real good visit.
Awesome. Happy for Caden. So, everyone, talk about our Gridiron Football All-American Bowl game. Marcus, it's we're going to ramp up the number of players we talk about on the show, just because I think right now we got over 100 players on the roster already. Okay. So it's really filling up. And if you're concerned to play in the bowl game, I would highly recommend sign your name at least, so that way that will tell us that you're attending on playing in the bowl game. So if you receive an offer from us, I wouldn't wait too much longer. I'll make sure to sign up and make sure that your spot is secure. So just a little public announcement right there for all the players being invited. So, all right, Marcus, we're going to talk about the bowl game, and this week we're going to actually, we usually talk about maybe 4 or 5 guys, but we're going to ramp it up to 10. So we're going to talk about 10 different players for the bowl game. Get your thoughts there.
10 players on week 10.
Yeah, there we go. Perfect number, 10 for 10.
There it is, 10 for 10. I like it.
Absolutely, Marcus. So we're going to go and talk about these guys. First off, we're going to start off with Jace Dade. He is a linebacker, and shout out, I know you like Coach JT over there up in Monroe. So shout out to Coach JT. This is one of his guys. He's a defensive coordinator at Richwood, but he's just one of their best players at the linebacker position. Also plays some safety, outside linebacker as well. But his accolades: defensive MVP. So he's a defensive MVP of the team. But it shows you what kind of athlete he is, Marcus, and it really shows that the more sports you play, the better you can be just as an overall football player. But defensive MVP on the football field. He's all district in baseball, and he's part of a state championship basketball team as well. So 3-sport athlete, 3.3 GPA, about 6'1", 205-pound linebacker, really athletic and very versatile because he can play safety or linebacker, and a great addition in the bowl game.
Yep, man, we're gonna be glad to have him. And just like you said, those multi-sport athletes, man, are always great to have, because those are guys that are not just specializing in one sport, but multiple sports that can obviously make you more of that athlete that we're looking for, especially baseball. That's the hand-eye coordination, man. Ain't nothing like that one.
Sure. So talk about that. What sports you played at Glen Oaks back in the day?
Yeah, I definitely played baseball. I played baseball all the way coming up, and I remember sitting with Coach Nick Saban when he was recruiting, and he said he loved baseball players, and that was the reason why. And now that I'm in the coaching ranks, I see how it translates over to the world of football.
Absolutely. With Jace Dade, you've probably seen his highlights and his commitment graphic. We'll have more about not only him, but all these guys on our website, gridironfootballusa.com. You can read more about these guys. This next player, Marcus, he's actually been to one of her camps. He actually been to 2 of her camps earlier this year, and really impressed us. He's basically a wide receiver, but he's pretty much this team's most dynamic weapon offensively. He plays at you saw the helmet out there, Springfield. So he actually plays for Springfield for the Bulldogs. He's a wide receiver in the bowl game, but he made second team All-Parish last year as a running back. So it shows you he's a multi-purpose guy. Was all honorable mention all district last year. At her camp, I think it was the John Curtis camp. You were there and helped coach it. Ran a 4.640, so he's got some speed. 3.2 GPA, 18 on the ACT. 5'7", 165. It can be kind of like maybe a return specialist, a slot receiver, a type of that guy. But he's an explosive playmaker when he gets the ball in his hands, and he can catch, he can run, and obviously he can play some running back and some receiver, a versatile guy on offense.
Yeah, remind me of a guy that I played with, Josh Reed. You know, he was running back in college, but then when he went on to play for us, man, you know, Coach Saban moved into a wide receiver, but you saw the same thing, catching those bubble routes, and you could see the running back skills come out. So that's what I kind of compare this guy to, a guy that can make that transition from running back to wide receiver as a playmaker.
Yeah, and Josh Reed definitely made that a pretty smooth transition.
Man, yeah.
That LSU, breaking all kinds of records. Him and Rohan really had it going for sure. That connection.
1-2 punch all day. Ash Reed.
That's right. That's right.
Yep.
For sure. Now we have another athletic guy. We talked about his teammate Ashton Broussard on the last show, an offensive lineman from Joel Sumner.
Right.
We're going to stay within Joel Sumner for our next player we're going to talk about. He's it's an interesting position. So he's coming in as a tight end for the bowl game, but he plays quarterback for this team. He's about 6'3", 6'4", 190, close to 200 pounds,
right.
and he's a quarterback that can run. They run like the really the option.
Right, right.
He's like 6'3", 200 pounds, a 4-year leader in football and baseball. And right now, Joel Sumner is undefeated. They're actually
Right.
one of the best teams in the state of Louisiana. And he had to make the transition. He played tight end last year in the first couple of years, and he's moved to quarterback this
Right.
year. Saw him play this year against Franklinton and had the game-winning touchdown, the quarterback sneak. And I think it's really easy to have a quarterback sneak when you got guys 6'4",
Right.
6'3",
Just fall
forward, right?
Yeah,
you're gonna get the first down. But athletic guy, baseball player, football
Right.
player, was a tight end. He's gonna come to play tight end in their bowl game, but can also play some quarterback if we need to.
Right.
And he's a really talented playmaker and a big size frame. A lot of upside there for him.
He reminds me of a guy that we had in the bowl game 2 years ago, Beauchamp.
Yep,
from
right.
Jesuit, and I had a chance to see him out there. He's at Southeast.
Yes, right.
He's actually playing tight end right now.
Bo Perez.
So yeah, Bo Perez, and we actually been able to been able to make that transition. It looked like that's a close thing to do from quarterback and to a tight end. I guess especially if you got the frame. So man, I think that he gonna do well. The only thing about him, he's already had some experience in playing the tight end position.
Sure. Absolutely. And then we talked about, Bo Perez, that's a really great comparison. Played in our bowl game a couple years ago, was actually a quarterback, but he can do a little bit of both if we need to as well. We're going to talk about the offensive line. Of course, your former quarterback. We got to talk about those guys up front. And the first guy we're going to talk about is Jacorian Newman. He's actually from Bel Air High School, so another Baton Rouge guy. You got to love those Baton Rouge guys. I mean, put together. I saw him at our Gridiron Football Media Day. That's where we invited him to play in our bowl game. Talk about 6'1", 275 pounds. I mean, just built like a rock, left tackle for the team. He can probably play some guard as well, but he plays tackle for Bel Air because they need him to play at that position. All district honorable mention last year, 3.3 GPA. So a little bit of a gem out there in Bel Air. And then we had a running back last year that played at Bel Air, ran for almost 2,000 yards, and this is one of the guys that helped them get to that 2,000-yard mark last year, and their best offensive lineman on the team. Yep,
and you see him playing tackle, but like we said, with the frame he have and being able to maul, he'll probably be a guard as he move forward and continue to play. But it shows his footwork, it shows his athleticism of him being able to play tackle.
And might as well give the other Bel Air player that's also committed. So his teammate also committed, Otis LeCoux. He also got invited with Jacorian at our media day. He plays offensive line as well, and he's probably, besides Jacorian, their best offensive lineman. But kind of playing a little bit out of position for him because they needed him to play as a tough, hard-nosed player. 5'9", 215 pounds. Also his more natural position is linebacker, so he plays linebacker for the defense, and he also plays some offensive line. 2.8 GPA, so tough, physical, hard-nosed football player, and this is a guy that can play in the middle of your defense, and he's built like a rock too, 215 pounds, So these are two tough physical players for the Bel Air Bengals, and we talk about the running back that played in our bowl games at Centenary this year, and they really helped him have that season last year.
Yeah, I see his guy. I know we're talking linebacker, but seeing him play and block on the offensive line, but looking at his frame, I mean, on teams that run with that hip or that fullback, I can see this guy being a big player too, as those positions.
Well, Marcus, this is a guy that's, we also invite players, we encourage players to come to our camps. And like, hey, that's definitely a really good way to get your really on the bowl game roster,
right.
To have a great camp. But this is a guy that's not only, he had a fantastic camp when he came over with us, but he's been a really proven player. I mean, in terms of accolades, achievements, all that. But is a big defensive lineman too. So we're not talking about just the O lineman. Talking about the defensive lineman too.
Right.
Nate Broussard, he plays for Jennings High School, where the Etienne brothers played
right.
at. Ray John Zeno, a running back, last year played in the bowl game there. But Nate Broussard, I mean, you look at him, that's exactly what you want to put in the middle of your defensive line. 6'2", 280-pound defensive lineman. Talk about just a great player for the Bulldogs. All district, all parish the last 2 years. The team captain on the defense.
Right.
He's the top dog. They call it the top dog award winner over there. 3.4 GPA. And he's got college offers. Like LCU offer him after he went to our LCU camp.
Right.
And he was the most outstanding lineman at the camp for us, and Nichols also offered him as well. So a really great productive player, 2-time all-district player, all-parish winner. Nichols LCU offer as well, 3.4 GPA. This dude's just a stud, and we can't wait for him to play.
Stud, man. Can't wait to see him in person. All I've seen was highlights, but I mean, he's a big frame.
Mm-hmm.
When you start talking about trying to stop the run, which you have to do. This is one of the guys that you want on that defensive line to be able to go in there, and I think he could play in either an odd front or even front.
Yeah,
so
right.
I think that he's one of those guys that's versatile down there, and I guess from defensive coordinator that like to go from odd to even fronts. Man, this is one of those guys that they'll love to have.
Oh, yeah. Well, defensive line's always been a great position. For whatever reason, it's always been a great position. Maybe Andy's involved. That's probably because he's a defensive line guy.
Right.
Yeah, but we've always had great defensive linemen at our bowl game. And this is another great pickup for us for the bowl game this year. And speaking of Andy, we have to add another Rose Pine player. So we've already had, so this is our third Rose Pine player we're going to talk about. And it's Joshua Robinson. So he's a cornerback. We've had 2 linemen from Rose Pine already. Might as well go to the guy that can make some plays. But 6 foot, 170 pounds, plays cornerback for Rose Pine. And the guy, especially two-way markets, and you see this a lot of guys playing both ways, offense and defense. And he's definitely proven that he can do that. He made first team all-district last year on defense and second team all-district on the offense. Kind of like Elijah Brooks. We talked about him as well. From Glen Oaks, but 3.5 GPA, 6 foot, 170 pounds. Third Rose Pine Eagle. Of course, the Rose Pine Eagles have to get involved with the bowl game. I think we've had one at least every year from Rose Pine, but shows those roots that Andy's pretty proud of. But a guy that's played both ways. He's going to play primarily defense in the bowl game, cornerback, and hey, you need a lot of those. You need a lot down corner, right?
You need those, man. Especially with how the game transitioning now to a lot of people want to throw it. So you got to have those guys out there, and the receivers are getting bigger. So you got to go bigger when you start talking about in the secondary. So he's one of those guys that can cover even those bigger guys. So it's gonna be great to have him in the game because I know there's gonna be some big time wideouts in the game too as well.
Yeah, it seems like these cornerbacks are getting bigger and bigger, but 6 foot, not a bad frame right there to work with as a cornerback, especially against these talented receivers they'll be playing in the bowl game. Another kicker, we have you got to score points, and like we talked about how the format of the bowl game is going to be this year. I think kickers are more important than ever before, especially if we get to an overtime period in our championship game because it's first team to score wins. So that's going to put a lot of pressure on the kickers. We're definitely upgrade with the kickers.
Range. You definitely want to have that.
Well, there's a really good kicker we offered at our media day, and he's coming to show off his talents, not only as a kicker but as a punter as well. Jesse Clay, he plays for Acadiana Renaissance, playing for Coach Travis over there. Travis has helped us a lot with the bowl game over the years. He's kind of helping upstart a new program, but he's a guy he clearly talked about as like one of their best players. I mean, when you have a guy that can change field position, and then when you get to, especially in high school football, you get to the 30-yard line, say, hey, we got 3 points in our back pocket. That says a lot. But he's been to some kicking camps. He's actually rated as a 4-star kicker and about a 3.5-star punter So it shows you that he can not only kick but punt,
Right.
and that just makes you more useful for college programs. You can do both.
That's a weapon to have. I know a lot of people don't talk about the kickers, but when you have one and you have one that can get you points or flip the field position, man, you don't know how huge that is for a coach.
Absolutely. Well, we talk about those receivers. We talk about Joshua Robinson, guys he's going to have to cover. We're going to talk about a dynamic weapon at wide receiver. He actually also performed and went to one of our Gridiron football camps this year. Jamian Brown. He's from Lafayette High School in Lafayette, Louisiana. 5'11", 165 pounds, but the dude can fly. 4'5", 40. I think he also was kind of formed with the 4.4s, 4.4 40. 2-year All-Acadiana selection, was an All-State selection. Dynamic playmaker for the Lions, and they're having a really good season under Coach Stephen Heerman this year. 5'11", 165 pounds, was at our LCU camp, Louisiana Christian, and is in the family. Talked to his mom the other day. They're in a whole family full of athletes. I know, I think his brother played college football. His sister played collegiate basketball, I believe. And talking to his mom, he's the baby of the family. But I think she says he may actually be the best athlete in the family. Right, so that says a whole lot. And he's a dynamic playmaker. You need those guys that can take it to the house and then give him play. And Jamian Brown is definitely a guy that can do that for the Lions.
Yep, and we're going to be doing the same thing for our line before the game. But yeah, man, you definitely want to have those guys in there. You deserve to be in here, and it's going to be good to have those kind of playmakers in the game. It's going to make it more exciting, and fans going to have some good stuff to see.
Oh yeah, he's definitely a dynamic playmaker for sure. A guy that maybe not a lot of people are keeping an eye on, but definitely keep up. You've probably seen the highlights already. You gotta definitely pay attention to Jamian Brown. And the last guy, Marcus, you're a quarterback. We always have to have at least one quarterback on the show. We're talking about every show. We're gonna have one quarterback unless we run out. Right now, the quarterback spots are thinning out. But I tell you what, when I saw this guy commit, I'm like, oh man, this is a guy Marcus is going to like a whole lot playing in our bowl game. But one of the best quarterbacks we got on the roster. I got to admit that right now. Jack Landry. He's a quarterback for Erath High School in Erath, Louisiana. Elijah Mitchell, who plays for the 49ers. That's where he went to high school. But man, Jack Landry's having himself a special season this year for the Erath Bobcats. Right now, Marcus, they're 9-0. They're going to one of the top teams in the state of Louisiana. Talk about all the measurables, right? Big frame, 6'3", 6'4", 205 pounds. He's going to come down to being one of the greatest players that ever played for the school. His sophomore year, he was honorable mention All-District. His junior year last year, he was first team All-District, district offensive MVP, All-State honorable mention, and then put all that together, he also has a 4.0 GPA as well. So this guy checks every box, and one of the best quarterbacks in the state of Louisiana for the 2026 class. And great. He's in command of the offense. Great arm, great touch, athletic, and he checks a lot of boxes for me, and definitely is a college quarterback. And looking forward to having him play in our bowl game. I know you're going to be really excited to see him play in person.
I'm excited to see him in person. Excited to see him throw the ball and actually come out there and see how he gels with all of the other talent that's going to be around him. I'm eager to see where he's going to land up in college too as well. Mm-hmm. So I'm not sure exactly how many offers he has. Right. If he doesn't, I know colleges need to definitely start looking at that position and start looking at him coming in and already being physicality wise, he's going to be ready to play.
Oh, he's going to be ready to play. Looking forward to seeing him and how he measures against a lot of this great talent. These are just 10 of the names that we have committed already. And if you want, you can actually go back to our previous shows and you can actually go read more about them. Or you can watch some of their highlights and see what myself and Marcus or what Andy had to say about these guys as well. So, in our Going Bowling show. And then kind of end the show, we'll give everybody an update, and we appreciate all the thoughts and prayers that have been going our way. But an update on Andy. It's been a great update. On Friday, I got a call from Richard. Richard calls me and says great news because Richard's been working with us and also alive with the bowl game. But Richard called me saying that Andy came back home, which is always a great news. And right now he's from the hospital coming back. Just just a lot of relaxation for him. Like, hey, don't do anything, don't push anything.
Right.
But knowing how Andy is, he wants to go back to 100 miles per hour. Yeah.
Mind spinning, man.
Like, hey, just keep it easy.
We got it.
We got you. We're holding the fort. But appreciate all the thoughts and prayers going Andy and his family's way, and happy to report. He was calling me on Saturday, Marcus, for about an hour. So I was like, okay, like Andy's back. He's back. Trust me, bothering me for a couple hours a day, but he's back. He's feeling better, and can't wait for him to be back with us. Full speed, so it should be only a matter of time. But great news, he's better, he's healthy, he's back with his family as well. So that's all we can ask for, and that's what we got.
There it is.
Yeah.
Man, been another good show.
Yeah.
Another 10 for 10 to this
10
week.
for 10, yeah.
This week, and man, can't wait to knock down the next week's.
Oh yeah, and like you said, we're going to have more and more players as we go through. Like I mentioned, we're past November 1st. That's kind of like our first stage, right? So our next stage is November 15th. So we're starting to invite a lot of out-of-state players right now. You probably noticed all these players are from Louisiana. Well, that was from our media day and our camps. And right now you'll probably get a new wave of out-of-state commitments right now. And we actually got a couple over the last couple of days. But yeah, Marcus, just any final thoughts before we wrap this thing up?
Man, I'm just getting eager, man. It's getting closer. I'm almost got the season ending, but bowl game season is just picking up. So excited to see where we're gonna land, and how many more guys that we're gonna get to commit, and you're ready to call them on out.
Oh yeah, you know it. So for all the commits that we talked about on the show already, make sure to go to our website, GridironFootballUSA.com. We've already got a couple already posted on our website, and then eventually, hey, if you're watching the show and your son hasn't been called out yet, trust me, he will. We just had a lot of people commit around the same exact time, so we can only do about maybe 10 or so per show. But we got a lot of commits, and we'll continue to do this every single week. And just for information on tickets, remember they are available on our website as well. So if you're thinking about, hey, Marcus, I've already gotten calls from a couple of parents about that already. Right. They're looking to bring 15 family members with them. Might as well bring a family reunion down there at Pineville, Louisiana. At Louisiana Christian University. That is what's going to be. We have our junior high division. They'll be playing a day earlier, so the 6th or 8th graders, or 3 teams, they'll be playing on the 29th, and then we'll have our seniors play on December 30th at Louisiana Christian University. So make sure to go and order your tickets if you haven't already, because it's going to be a packed house. I can guarantee that on December 30th. So for Marcus, I'm Jace. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. I know our YouTube channel is growing as well, so make sure to subscribe. Whatever you're watching us, Facebook, YouTube, you name it. So for Marcus, I'm Jace. This has been another episode of Going Bowling. We'll see y'all next week.